Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not in crypto right now, you are missing out on one of the biggest opportunities in your life. Hit that like button, join and subscribe, and enjoy Road Dog Crypto.
I wait for someone to save. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. I wish you all the best I can, but I stop myself for a while. I'm saying things I don't believe. The panic's rising up in you. Won't you tell me something new? Don't you think you want to be more the best? If I pack my stuff, are you sooner than this? Don't you think you want to be more the best? If I pack my stuff, are you sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I want to feel your gap without making a mess at you. Won't you tell me something new? I want to tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. Don't you think you want to be more the best? If I pack my stuff, are you sooner than this? Don't you think you want to be more the best? If I pack my stuff, are you sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I want to feel your gap without making a mess at you. Won't you tell me something new? Wish you all the best I can, then I stop myself for a while.
Damn, feeling lucky. How about most streets? Us two in these streets. Diamonds on my feet. Caught up in these talks. Circling my head top. Should've been more cautious. Now I got what I wanted. Many I've been here before. Made it out of 11 more. Like my phone CoinEx, so I can't stop. I want it all. Listen up, I'm calling you. I need you to tell the truth. Remember when you wanted to. Remember that I said was you. Turn around, eat your greens. When you fight, but you do real clean. Then you come to the bed and you love real dirty. Everybody sweater drops, you're real keen. Bring it, let me get your juiciest piece. Can't remember when I've had the same please. The shops of the club never had no boundary. How's it gonna be? Wanna eat these centerpiece?
Check 1 2 1 2.
Giving me a treat to refill these batteries. Then you only them on your knees. There's no way to dream. Ooh, it's sneaking up on you. There's nothing you can do. There's things about the boo.
You forgot the cowbell.
Never do I forget the cowbell, Sean.
My name's not Sean.
Sean, don't you have a corner that you can go stare into right now?
I guess. You're an asshole, Road Dog.
Excuse me?
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to begin? Because apparently Road Dog's not.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I should say thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dog. My name's Lane. We're looking at a nice hour bump up on a lot of these altcoins. It's looking like a nice little weekend, and that's a little surprising, don't you think? Well, we come over here to Bitcoin's chart and take a look at it. This is it in a gist, if you will. That is, the word for today is gist. J-I-S-T. Gist. The big picture's got us painted. Well, the big picture's very interesting. They got us in a little conundrum here. This yellow line is the 618 Fibonacci pull from this swing high to the swing low. Notable area to find resistance, a notable area for sometimes shorts to start in the hopes of making a lower low. That's one thing that could happen, doesn't have to happen. That could make the bears happy. A lot of bears would like that scenario, and I'm sure it plays into whatever they're figuring out. Another scenario is just bouncing off of any of these areas, even making a double bottom, maybe coming back down here. Who knows? Well, you know, the rejection here just says that we got a little bit more work to do before we can go up anymore, or we're getting ready to just carry on this bearish trend that we got. That's literally what it says right now. Now, if you notice on this particular candle, now our price is up here, 60,000, right at 200. That's pretty good. But look how this candle is not like the others, and we're bullish. This is the Heikin-Ashi candles, and they kind of take a lot of the noise out of the other candles, in my opinion. Now, if we flipped over to regular candles, why? What do we got going on over here? We got this little candle here, and she's a green. That should be green because she's making her way up. She looks good. Heikin-Ashi just keeps us, hey man, just remember things, Bubba. Got 21, almost 22 hours left in this candle. But we'll come down to the smaller time frames. Now, this is it on the bigger picture, and there's probably a few other things I need to comment on here that you know. It is okay to be hopeful that we're trying to make a higher high. That's in the picture. We made a lower low or a lower high here, and that's not good. But we made a higher low, so that gives us a chance. We got a chance to come up here and recover 65. That's what we need to do. Seriously, that's what we need. We need that. If we don't get that, then all this is a lower low. And could this be that lower low? It could be somewhere in this area. It dang could be, and that would be sad. Now we got a 100 moving average up here, also corresponding with this area on this trend line, just taken from the candle body tops, the bodies, yeah, stretching it out, and this suggests we could come up just a wee little bit, 61.2, 61.3, and that could happen. And I'm not against that. I'm going to take this Fibonacci off since we're removing the 618. I've got it marked right there. Kind of lets us see this chart a little bit better. Might even get rid of that one for a minute here. But now our moving averages, this 200 daily moving average, we're below it. And if we're below it, the rules of the game are, because we have to have rules. We have to have some kind of baseline or something to go by. is that you're bearish on any time frame, whatever time frame that you're on. If you're below the 200 moving average, that's considered a bearish scenario. You're on the wrong side. You're on the negative side. You're on the wrong side of the tracks, baby. And if you want to make any money in this game, longing, you got to be on the other side of the tracks here. The only people making money over here, or the people making the smartest money, I guess you would say, would be the shorters there. So we got this idea. We need to get above the 618, and we need to get above this high over here. We need to mark that little guy. I marked it on some other charts that we look at. 65,000. That's the goal. That and hold it or above. Now, what if I got to give it to the market makers? What I say about every weekend. How many times have you heard me say they like to park us in an area where we're just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. So they give us a nice little taste of a breakout above this 618 Fibonacci going, we're above it. We didn't get rejected before it. That looks awesome. Now, for some of you, this might seem kind of whimsical, and this is on the 6 minutes, a very small time frame, but look at this pattern up here. Now, a lot of people interpret this a lot of different ways, and some people just say this is bullshit. But tops can have, and a lot of them do have, special patterns. Head and shoulders is one, but this is not a head and shoulders. I mean, this is higher than this, and this is kind of higher than this. But if you study a little bit deeper in pattern trading, it's something similar. But it's a we've seen this before here on the other times that Bitcoin, even on bigger time frames when Bitcoin took a bigger drop, and it was just more of a curiosity then. But she seems to have this defect of having being the signal of a bigger retracement, even if this is on the smaller time frame. But this is a triple top. This is over here on Thomas Bukowski's site. And they're relatively around the same height is basically what it is. They can be a little, he says the head can be stuffed in between the two shoulders, or, the two peaks or whatever. And that's where I get the, this one, it looks like Alfred E. Newman's in the whole, what, me worry? So you got that guy there. And whether you believe in that, or you just want to take the more simple approach and say, hey man, we got something going on here. Whether it be a wedgie or a channel, most likely a channel, and it gives way. Well, you got a trend line right here that you're going sideways, and it gives way. Something different is getting ready to happen, and those are just some key ideas there. But the market makers let us come up here. They pushed us up there to get some orders up here, and we probably got some shorts liquidated. There were a lot of people who were trying to short over here. Some of the other YouTubers were trying to short in these areas, and perfectly logical, especially if you're looking at this as a 618. If you measured that out, you would think, oh, it's a good idea. You can build some shorts here. I took a short last night from right here, and the only thing bad about it was that I'd been working on a short over here. Down here at 55, where we had another level. So, that helped me get out of a pickle with that, but it didn't, this wasn't a fantastic short. But this is a nice wick we got down here. Now, in this particular time frame, there's a 360 moving average. These moving averages look good. I'm on the 6 minute. This is the tiny time frame, but here we are again, getting rejected off this 618. So now they got our hopes set up to go up there, and we didn't quite make it. Another rejection there. The more times we get rejected here, well, the more likely we are to start coming back. And then maybe that idea about a range between 55 and 60,000 could come into play. That is the bigger scenario. Let's go back to the daily here, because when we're looking at it, we're talking about dropping. Probably looks better on the 4 hour, where we've got a little bit more noise here. So this is us on the 4 hour right here. So we could go through here, and there's some other indicators kind of indicating that idea too, rather than dropping or coming back and doing a double. All those scenarios are on the table, but we did fight so hard for these levels, and we do have a strong support right here along this trend line here, and You might see, some might say that's an inverted head and shoulders or whatnot. Some might see some other ideas, but there's an idea that maybe we'll come back and retest these areas. That would be in that range idea. That'd be about 57,000. So that could happen. We got lots of things that could happen, but right now our biggest helper is this trend line. And we'll just take it here on this 4 hour. That is a nice trend line there. And until price breaks beyond this trend line, we got no worries. We only have anticipation and anxiety of what may or may not happen. This trend line will save your ass. This trend line will keep you on the right side of the trade. This trend line will guide you into what you should do. And that's why you need to follow that on a bigger time frame. And 4 hour makes a very good one for that. But now you came down to the 1 hour. What you doing, Road Dog? I'm zooming in. I want to base things on the 4 hour, possibly higher. The daily gives me good guidance. But, I'd zoom in on the 1 hour, 2 hour to kind of get the nitty gritty feel, get the word on the street, find out what's going on here and see if we got anything popping. That's not a very strong trend line from what I can see here, and that we're trying to, oh, there we go. Go to the candle bodies there. That lines up nice. Okay. That makes a difference. Now we got a lot of support along this when I line it up to the candle bodies over here. And it looks like we want to push through this tonight. It looks like we want to break through the 618. And I know the smaller time frame had a nicer rejection, but screw that smaller time frame. The bigger ones tell us what's going to happen. That's just the rules of the game, maybe. I know there's some contrary information out there, but I'm just telling you, I think you follow the traditional rules and you'll probably fare better. 15 minute, and this is where we can start seeing the rejection there, and that's fine. Okay, it'll knock us down a few times here. A few candles got rejected. Come back. As long as we don't break this trend line, we're good. Break the trend line, and then I'm concerned. So that's Bitcoin right now, taking us along a boring sideways weekend like we usually see with Bitcoin, but it's better than it dropping. Because if this was a bearish trend, and we are technically in a bearish trend, but if this was still like a bearish sentiment, it would be falling quickly. It wouldn't be hanging out here all weekend. There'd be a lot of scared traders. Oh, this is it. We're taking profit and getting out, but they're not. They're hanging in here and they're still buying more and pushing price up, especially when it comes down to areas that's been before there. If you're a level trader, you probably got this horizontal zone marked right there. So what we need to see is for it to get back above its new high that we got over here, 60,600, and that would be great. In the meantime, we got our altcoins, which are starting to look kind of nice. INJ's having a nice day. Swee's having a nice day. Tao's having a nice day for top 100. LPT, XRP. Some things are popping off there. Some things are recovering. Well, this is the new month, I guess. I think that's probably calculated for September, but here we are on the week. A lot of things popping up. Looking better. My portfolio is looking better. Makes me feel better about things and being in crypto, because I tell you what, a few weeks ago, I'm sitting there like, how did you get back in this situation? I mean, really? Weren't you just here? Didn't you have a chance to do something different? How did you find yourself back here again? And I hate having that conversation with myself, and it makes me have to, but it's kind of good in a way, because it makes me, hey man, what you need to do is straighten up your gains so that you're actually, seeing these numbers turn green and go up rather than following all this drop-in stuff when the market starts taking. What do you need to do? You just need to sell out and get out at the first sign of trouble and just build a whole new bag. You just need to consolidate. What do you need to do? So I've been having some serious conversations with myself, and I think we all should. These times in the markets makes us think, but there are good signs here for Bitcoin that we can go up a little bit, but there's also signs. I've seen a lot of signs, and we don't want to neglect that on the daily. Remember, we're not bullish yet. It's got a lot of work to do. Not only does price have to recover this 200 daily moving average of 64,000, we've also got to convince all these moving averages to follow right along with us and do a full 180 U-turn because they all just recently crossed bearish. They just flipped. Now that's not impossible, but that is asking for quite a bit to happen, folks. So the only the biggest rational thing that you can have when it comes to the moving average strategies here, we're gonna be ranging somewhere through here for a while until we can kind of let the stuff stabilize here, and then those moving averages have a chance. Other than that, we'll just continue down. That's the other scenario. So pick your poison. In the 4-year cycle, well, that last one doesn't make any sense, but the charts do suggest that that could be real. So we got to be diligent and cautious and not let ourselves get too excited when we start seeing moves up. And always remember to be paying yourself so that you have that dry powder to keep rolling back in when the dumps do come, because the dumps, they do come. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, ladies and gentlemen, and listening to me ramble on about Bitcoin. We'll start taking a look at altcoins. First, let's give a shout out to the first man here. We got Trade Intuition, got Joe, fellow YouTuber. Go give him a shout out. I don't have a little fancy button to put it up on the chat. That was cool though. Another YouTuber, I think he broadcasts about 3 o'clock every day. And if I can catch him live, I'm always going and checking out his stream afterward just to see the alpha he's sharing that day. We got Sam Webb. How's it going, Sam? Justin Crypto says, hope everyone's ready for Casper to explode and the memes to come. That is tomorrow, right? For the meme things. Let's see. I'm curious to see what kind of effect that has. Will it be a buy the rumor, sell the news event? Because sometimes they are. So we got to keep that part in mind too. We'll take a look. The charts look good, but she is at points of resistance, so we probably need to talk about that with Casper. I'm stacking up on Nacho and Casper tomorrow for memes, personally. So you're the second time I've heard somebody mention Nacho on Casper, which I know nothing about. There's meme coins over there, but why is it Nacho in particular the favorite versus some random new cat coin or dog coin? Billy Bong Thornton, I like that name. That's cool. Hey, welcome to stream, my man. Crypto bull run next year around summer. We just now getting started. If you're new to the market, come October, November, you need to have your positions in line, in my personal opinion. That's not financial advice. That's just crypto opinion. Not a bad time to start building bags, but they could get cheaper. They're pretty cheap now. The altcoins have already went up, and then they already come all, they came down and went to their bottoms, and they've already come all the way, most of them, all the way back down to those bottoms. There's a few exceptions like Casper, which doesn't have that as bad. Oh, I went up too high. Yeah, now we're back down here in this area and getting ready to go up. So for altcoins, most of them are at some pretty good prices, and we'll talk about some, see if we get any potential buy and sell targets and see what's going on. Let's take a look at a few altcoins right now. First, I'd like to take a look at Total 3 because that just sums up our altcoins in a glance, basically. We're just kind of tracking this guy, if I can ever get him over here. Inching up, and we got rejected off our 618 pull right here. Came back down. Now we're bouncing around. Now this one's got it's got signs for choppiness, but it's got some cool signs. It's non-moving average getting ready to cross that 21 on the daily. So we got some pumpy pumps. We got a nice little trend line that's being respected here. Let's come down to smaller time frame. Probably makes more sense there. Total 3 is it looks pretty dang juicy, if I must say. As long as, just like Bitcoin, as long as we're above this trend line, we're good. We broke through a red cloud. We're above the green one. She's thick, but she's not close to us. We're above the new moving average. We couldn't ask for anything better for right now at this moment. Now, what they will do tomorrow or this week, what they will do as we come up here It looks like we're going to come up, we'll at least come up here, and this will be where the major resistance is, just like it is on Bitcoin right now. That's the 618, and this is where it could roll over and start going to that green cloud, and we can get a breakdown. Or it might just be a little bit of a pullback, or she might just travel on through. We don't know yet this time, but it looks more likely than not it's still going to be a bump up in altcoins, another 10 billion coming into this market before we have to face that scenario. So there is some more profit taking opportunities here. They're like, well, I don't want to take profit. It's going to keep going up. Well, because she could roll over, and then you get to roller coaster ride all those profits down, like you've probably been doing all this time. If you haven't asked that question, you know this. If you do pay yourself, you got some dry powder. And so what if she breaks up and we start keeping on going and trucking, and we're starting to just go to the moon? Well, you're going to have a chance. It doesn't go just straight up all the time. You will have a chance to buy back in, baby, and then ride that train. But now you've got a confirmed trend, and you're above a confirmed known area of resistance. It's time to treat yourself, and yeah, you and the other people that's going to have that same philosophy, saying, let's all buy in now, we're above it. Ride that train, baby, ride that train. So altcoins are looking kind of good to me. Now there is a 360 moving average up there. There is also resistance. So we got a little resistant zoning. Be cautious. But again, we also got this nice, beautiful trend line just to guide us and say, hey man, you still good right now. Everything's cool. Keep going. Oh man, I lost it again. How'd you do that? Keep losing my chat box. See if we can put it over here. All right, if anybody's got any altcoins they want to take a look at, you can throw them in the chat. Otherwise, you're going to look at the ones that I'm looking at. And I'm going to take a look at Sweet. Come on, Sweet, what you doing? Sweet's at a nice little pump up to almost one. I think, was it 112? I got a target at 112. You going to leave me hanging? You gonna leave me hanging, Sweet? Don't do it to the road dog. Don't do it. You gotta go up and nail it. Go nail it. Nail it. You know you want to, baby. Sweet. Sweet, honey. You are looking so fine right now, and I just need you to just come up and just tap this little area. Not a big tap, not a major tap. I got an itch that needs to be scratched, and it is right there at $1.12. I got a little cowbell just waiting up there for you, Sweet. I got an order there at that Fibonacci saying, buy me, baby. Come and get me. I'm wide open, ready for you. Come and take me. Make that thing go up, baby. Give me that green candle. Just shove it right in there. That did not. Let's move on, shall we? Sweet, you got what it takes. You got what it takes to get up there. I know you do. Look at that Ichimoku cloud. It is. Look how little and thin and slender that little thing is. That's such a good sign. But that just a nice little sign of strong activity here. And if I were to draw trend lines, you would reveal some things to me. Show me the truths, baby, as you see them. Not that one. This one has not yet appeared, but we're going to guesstimate. You trying to do it, ain't you? You trying to do it, Sweet. You trying to go for the gusto. You trying to pull that one out of the park. Why are those things on? That's what I'm looking for. It looks to me like Sweet is trying to do a nice parabolic move to the upside. There is the V for Viagra. Right here. There we got a double bottom scenario down here, and I guess it didn't like that and decided to take matters in its own hand and do its own little breakout there. And we got a first target there. If you take the measure move from that and plot it right on the neckline, the little line that you drew there, and makes a pretty good guesstimation about where price could go to for a target, doesn't it? Yeah, pretty good. Then from there, she flagged out and then went on a crazy journey. Now, could you have told where that was going to go? Well, you probably wouldn't see it if you're down here on just looking at the minute patterns, but if you start looking at the bigger pictures, well, other than this trend line, that's a sweet move. That's a sweet big ass move for Sweet. That's all I can say. Is she in danger? Is she in danger, Will Robinson? Is she about at the end of a rope where she is going to say, man, I got to sit down. I am tired. She is. When we do a pull from the swing high, tighten her up, baby. Get it on there. To this swing low. We are at a 1618 area. She needs to take a little rest from here. She does. This little range right here is your pullback area, right through here. Any of this whole area, really. And this is kind of the end of the line. Now, if she keeps going from there, I want to be amazed. But she should be coming back. So, what are you saying? My 12? You're not going to give me 112. You're not going to hit my 382 target. You suck, Sweet. You suck. I will listen to regular music now. Sorry. We had an intimate conversation there with Sweet. She does look bullish like she... You breaking that trend line? For real? Right now? Right here. Alright, Sweet. You do you, baby. You do you. So, you might... Excuse me. It might be safe to go ahead and pull a Fibonacci swing low to swing high and figure out where she might be a coming to. And if I have my guesses right here... Oh, you want to break that trend line? Oh, she's got some options. She's got some options now. Have to account for this trend line. Yeah, that would be cool. If you could come back and even if you just wick down that 382 area, that might be the scenario to make that happen. Please do it. The other scenario is for you to break this trend line and then come back down to 102 or 104, which I guess I'm cool with. I'll pick up some more Sweet there if I can sell it higher. Let's do it, baby. Which one are you going to do, Sweet? Let's take a look at Prime. Prime, we need to zoom out. We're on the 15-minute time frame. This one comes with art. Look at this. This is a Picasso. That's amazing. Is that a UFO? I think I saw one of those in my backyard one time. All right, so let's clear this out and let's take a look at Prime. Nice little bottom shape here. We got a little area, a little zone that she could be working on recovering here. She's at $8 and she was down at $6.34, which was a great price considering, she was hanging around $18 to almost $30 there. Kind of cool. I love taking my fibs. I want to definitely mark out that first little area, and I want to bring this little fib down here to this last little one that we broke down from, and then I also want to look at that. This one seems to work a little bit better, the actual impulse, the part of the impulse moving down. So from this top here, it's all the way down to the bottom. So I think those are the guys we got to go with there. And when we pulled that one, I got a lot better confidence here for this one. So I'm also going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw that little horizontal line. Kind of gives us a little range in there. But anything below that line is good. Now the other target that we had over here, the previous one, also lines up with this 382 fib. 200 moving average is lining up over here at the 1618. I take these as a signs from heaven that we found the right little fib pull and that we got some good targets to shoot for right here. All these top ones over here, which are valid as well, but might take a little while to reach, correspond with a lot of chop over here to the left. So there we go with that. Oh, I'm too lazy to go over here and hunt out support and resistance. I'll just let the OFibs do it for me. They do a pretty good job of just getting them all tied up. That's just me mumbling to myself here. So on the daily, man, we're sitting here at $8.82. Got a target sitting right up here at 1037, which it needs to get. That's on the bigger picture of things. You know, this is a big accumulation zone. And 6 to 8 months when you look back and she's up here at $25, you say, man, I should have bought more down here. If you're looking for patterns per se, well, your pattern is always going to start with a valid trend line, and you know you got a valid trend line when you got support resistance. And so we got tops, bottom. We got it right there. Your pattern here would be the Omega phone, which is in the triangle family. And these have a 70% chance to break to the upside, which it did and came back for a retest. And it looks like it should be going on its merry way. That would be the simplified pattern thing. The more complicated thing that you see people doing is like, well, this looks like a shoulder and a head and and that can work. I mean, that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a reversal pattern, so this is the perfect place for it to be. It's kind of a messed up one. He's got gout over here in his shoulder, bursitis or something. I don't know. Maybe he's got 2 arms. I don't know, but you know, she might have another shoulder working over here. We don't know. But that's another way. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. And perhaps you looked at this as being in the channel itself, which is also not wrong. And I prefer that than we're trying to figure out all these intricate little channel or all these intricate little pattern ideas that most people freak out over. Both of them tell you that we got a good chance to come back up to this area where 200 moving averages hanging out on Prime around $13. That's kind of cool. Kind of like that. That looked like number go up. That looks like that could possibly be after a breakout even. We're not even at that price where we would buy in. But if we did buy in at this breakout price, about $9.50 something, when 46% gains up to $13.76, not bad. However, if you were following the trend lines from the zoom out perspective, and if you bought here, or even if you bought or added to it back here at the retest, because that's what we would be looking for is oh, you bounced off my trend? Yeah, that looks like a juicy place to buy. Maybe you want from confirmation, like on the daily or something. And if you, oh, who we kidding? We're all Degens here. We don't wait for these daily confirmations. Y'all are all out there on the 5 and 15-minute charts, aren't you? But let's say you got in here. Let's say right here. Let's just go with this. You didn't nail this. You just took it there. Where could that go? That'd be what, 48% and already up 25%. These are the things I look for when I'm looking at the patterns, or when I'm looking at the charts and things. So we're above the cloud. Things look good, man. Things look good. Let's throw a little price label on their first target here. 1034-ish. 1378, 1380-ish. Right there. These are zones. Keep that in mind anytime that you see a line, especially if I'm drawing them, or if anybody's drawing them. Even though sometimes price can actually just go to it, nail it to the T. It looks amazing on the chart. I mean, I guess if you zoomed in, but it's a zone. It's like a little fluffy cloud area there, and if people want their orders filled, like if you're not sure that it'll quite make it up there, well, you front run it. You don't just put it right on the exact same number. You know, there's other little tricks, and try not to go with even numbers that end in a 0 or a 5. because the orders stack up there and you just have to wait in line. So the little things like that when it comes to actually executing a trade. But it's a cloudy area right there that makes for good targets. And if you want your order filled, you put them on this side. If you think it could still go a little higher, you might go on the other side or just not put one there. Let's take a look at America's favorite coin, XRP. It's going to $589. It's at 59 cents right now. It's got to do a lot of X's to get up to that target. Even to get to $5, it's got to do 100X from here. Getting all of its billions and billions of coins, but it's pretty impressive that it's back up to 59 cents-ish right now. Oh, is that a target? Do we nailed it? I don't know. I don't even remember where we did this. It's been a while. Oh, it couldn't have been. Anyway, we can get rid of that little guy. We'll save this, but park him right there. So if we can break out of this, now I've got this pulled from the extremes there on the daily, because this is a noisy ass chart. Man, even if I zoom out on the weekly, she's a noisy moho. Caution should be taken on the weekly as we are still beneath the 200 moving average, and so that's going to be a sticking point. We got to get above 62 cents and hold it to be hopeful, or else we might come back down to 48. Man, that kind of sucks for you, XRP. What's up? That is a lot of noise on that chart. That is a lot of finagling going on there. That's about as best as we can do on XRP. Anything going short time. She's doing good right now. On the 4 hours, she's above the 200. So yay, that's good. That other moving averages look good. This 4 hour chart looks good. And a little bit of a parabola. So you got this trend line going right there. And what you'll see with the trend lines, I mean, we start out with one, and then we start taking off on another one. And this is right here is a great example of what I'm trying to show. First, they'll start out just doing it. That's not the greatest thing. That one actually went straight up. But they come down and they form some. Let's go back to where we were. It will eventually break this trend line, as they always do. And if it gets a smaller pullback, say a lot of times, you might see it start pulling back here on the 236, but 382 is usually the norm. Or eventually it makes its way down there. So price might come back for a little bit of correction and go on, and then this is when you start establishing a little bit more of a mature trend line, and that one's more likely you want to follow that. But these first ones, yeah, they're iffy, but drawing one will help you definitely take some profits at one of the high points for a pullback. And they pull back, and then you got an established trend, and then that will be your new line in the sand. And then of course your main trend is back here. Don't want to lose that. Let's see. Sam says ADS. Let's take a look at ADS. I see no ADS. Is that what you're saying? Al, kill me? Well, if I get off of CoinEx. There we go. Look at that one. That's on the 4 hour chart too. That's awesome. I don't remember looking at this, but apparently we did and nailed it. I got ta-da. Let's zoom out and see what this is. Oh, she went up to 786. Go for it, girl. That's pretty impressive. And we got another target, or 886, sitting up here at 21. I was too lazy when I did this to color coordinate everything. Now she did good with that 618, didn't she? So let's clear this out and from the swing high to swing low. Tell me how well did it do to give good price areas or good price zones where there's going to be they tell you where there's going to be a reaction, and just pulling down to here before it ever happens. This area, a retest of this area, well, even before it was having trouble there, but broke out, came back, retested that. Ignore it. Now sometimes they will ignore that 618. That's why we always have the backup here at the 786. And she should get a pullback here. And I would expect, now here, this is an example of the trend line. She started here, and that would have been the get out. And then this is a maturing trend line. And notice how that the candle bodies kind of respect that same angle from down here to here. Can't see it because I got all this stuff there. So pull that to the candle bodies, and that's our new trend line. And she can pull back, probably going to pull back to 19 cents. Retest the line that she just had there, probably. Now we could try to pull a new fib there, and it suggests coming back to the 236, which would be right on the top of these wicks over there. So if you're needing confluence for that idea, and then also with the candle bodies right in that area is where 382 is hanging out. So let's clean this off, get rid of the fibs, don't kind of need them. So I would expect her to reject them on the daily chart here too. I would expect her to retest, and she could find support there, but most likely she will come down to here, maybe even wick down here, and hopefully she'll respect this trend line and then keep on going and start reaching our bigger targets there. But there might be a chance. I mean, what is that? That's about a 14% drop just on spot. And then, I mean, this is how you can get extra gains, right? And then you got another 14% coming right back to where you were, and then you hit the targets 23%. So you get a little extra 14, 10 to 14, a little extra 15 to 20, 23, whatever it does there. That's one way that it can be played. Or you just ride it and hope for the best. You know, it's up to you. So ADS, and here we are. Now this one is, it's got a lot of sell wicks there. And it's a rising formation. They're usually bearish from break to the downside. Moving averages are beautiful. Ichimoku cloud is beautiful and strong. And she's above the 9 moving average, so I cannot say anything bad about her other than, you know, it's in a shape that normally should break to the downside. If they don't, if by chance that you find yourself in one of these rising wedgies that actually closes some candles on the other side of it, hold on to your hat, because there'll probably be some nice big candles that follow it, because that should be a really strong move, and maybe what we're setting up for you here. I'm curious about that. My timer is telling me it's time to leave. And Joe says, Road Dog, non-advisable draw. Trend lines are almost straight up. Do a slight move down. We'll break the trend line, just my opinion. I don't know what context that we're talking about on that. I think I found that late. Hey, it's Remy No Limit. How's it going, man? Justin Crypto, it's all nonsense. Just buy Caspa. Miles, are you and Justin Crypto the same person? I have to ask that question. Here's one you didn't think you would see for a while. This is Osmosis. I don't know. Maybe you're sitting there thinking, I bet Road Dog's going to do osmosis tonight. So I could be mistaken. In that case, you deserve a prize. Because you're correct, sir. Osmosis. Coming through a nice red Ichimoku cloud. Looks like she's at a level of resistance according to the cloud itself. I'm here on the daily zooming out because she's been at a bottom. Ooh, she got down to 30 cents. Oh, that was so sweet. You don't know, this thing can do numbers, man. I've seen this thing at some bigger prices. Well, around $10, $11, $12, it can do it. And we're sitting at 43 cents right now. So I've been in this one for a long time. I just got it staking. I was in on the airdrop, so she's been a good one. Even just no, that was 23. That's December. She goes up to 250 there. Here she comes. A retest and all the way down to low lows. Right here at 82 cents, man. I mean, that's the big place to go. That's where she hung out for the longest, and she's got to work her way back up there. It's kind of hard to draw a trend line when you got the rounding shape going, but that's a nice accumulation thing. It looks like she's trying to do something right now. It's just kind of cool. And from these trend lines, she has a breakout. And so I would pull a bid there, and tells me 47 cents looks like where we're going to go. That would make a double bottom. Could possibly confirm that. 100 moving average is also hanging out at that area, saying, yep, I would smack her down if she comes up and touches me. That's just what I do to her. Apparently have a problem with osmosis. I don't know. But it looks like she can start making a little bit of a comeback. I would love to see this one get back to 80 cents. That would be awesome. I'd like to see it get back to $3 or $4 where it's been before. It's a decentralized DEX that's over on, it actually is its own blockchain too, based off of Cosmos SDK. They have a DEX, so they got all kinds of cool stuff over there. But I've been involved with that one for a long, long time. Flux seems to be moving. That's kind of one that doesn't get very much hype or talk about. And can we start this all over? On the daily, right? If you do this, and you got to squint your eyes just a little bit, but this could possibly be a diamond pattern, which is a reversal pattern. And a lot of times with them, you will see a bigger drop, a straight down drop before they start forming. So in my personal opinion, we're possibly making a diamond pattern, which could be confirming here, or might have already. She got a lot of wicks there, but doing candle bodies, it looks like she's trying to do something, at least some kind of breakout of some makeshift trend line we got here. Basically, when we see her coming above 72 cents, though, we should be pretty cool knowing that she should be coming back to about 107. They usually recover right back to the areas that they were coming from. So between $1 to we got $1.06, something like that. So that's kind of cool. Flux, which is at 62 cents now, got all the way down to 40, zoned out between 50 and 70. Now I didn't approach this one as a trader coin, but there are some coins out there that you got to look at and say, I see why traders love this. Because if you get in a range that makes 47% on the way up, and maybe if your skills are good enough to flip-flop and catch a short, you got potential of another 23%. Maybe your skills aren't all that sharp enough to do that. That would be hard for anybody to do. And she comes back up for another 27% if you just wait to get in there. I mean, they're in the ranges. There is so much money that can be made in a range, and that's what the big boys do. And I think that's what they've been doing with our Bitcoin, keeping us in this range. Instead of making the number as the number goes up, they can make it and keep prices in a comfortable area that they can just buy it and sell, right? They have a little what I'm trying to say is that the big boys have an incentive now that we've invited them into our space They have an incentive to keep us ranging out in Bitcoin, which will also affect our altcoins. Just some ideas I'm throwing out there for you. And now you can probably kind of get a gist why, because there's some money to be made in these ranges up and down. You could have got over 100% just ranging through here playing this coin. Or you could have just been holding it and just watching it go up from 40 to 70 and just riding the waves like so many people do. The smart ones are actually working it and they're growing their accounts there. And I didn't do it, but because I got too much going on, I need to change that so that I can do that, because that looks freaking awesome. And I didn't even count all the times over here, but so there's different ways that you can make money in these markets, depending on what your strategy is. But yeah, it looks like she's getting ready, and she could be getting ready to make a nice move to the upside, finally get out of this range. And let's say if she is right there, coming over to 618, where 200 daily moving average is, that'll be about a 30% move. There's also a lot of resistance over here. She may just break on through to the other side, like we've seen the other coins, a few of the other coins do, and go to our backup plan, which is at 93 cents. And that'd be a 48% gain. So among a lot of altcoins are looking kind of interesting and juicy right now. I think Flex falls in that category, and this looks like a good sign for this coin, that more up than I see it going down. I'll put it that way. What do you look like on the 4 hour? You are above the 200 moving average, and you're looking beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. That kind of. She's getting a roundy shape. She's getting kind of roundy. We're starting to see a lot of roundiness going in. A lot of we could be in the beginning of a parabolic little thrust up for a lot of these altcoins on bigger time frames, and I like that. So hopefully Bitcoin will continue to try to break through that 618 fib. Have you done it yet? Oh my gosh, she's done it right here on the show. Oh, she's breaking through, trying to hold it, and that's a good sign. I know I'm on the 6 minute here, but this one looks bullish as all get out right now. Except where the 360 cross, or the 200 cross bearishly over this 360, which is just on fire going straight up. I'm sure they'll run parallel here a little bit. That's a very nice. You can't deny that's a very nice. Trend her out, Road Dog. Trend her out. Boom. And she wants to keep on going. So I'm in a long, and I've been in a long, and I decided on perpetual futures, I decided to do something different this time to see how it plays out. Because I discovered over on CoinEx, when I get into a one, you can raise or lower your leverage, and then that adjust your percentages and everything. But this time, instead of going into high leverage with a smaller amount that I did, I decided to go in with a little bit bigger. Well, it's not really that big because it's a smaller account right now, but a bigger portion of the dollar collateral and the funds rather on 2x, and then. But I'm playing with this idea. I want to see if it works out, because the fluctuation, that's where you start getting freaked out when you got higher leverage, and just a little fluctuation just makes a big, that'll hurt you in your account. But I'm trying this little method out to see how this goes with me. Just starting them out like at a 2x. My liquidation's like $30,000. I'm like, dude. And then if the trade gets going, I can raise my leverage, and then that frees up capital, and then I can add to it on pullbacks if I want to and stuff. So I'm going to try that out and see how much, what kind of difference that take makes, rather than trying to go in at a bigger leverage amount. Raise my leverage as I go, and I think it can help mitigate losses better than just starting off, just from what I've seen so far. But then again, I haven't got to see how bad it does on going against me just quite yet. Those are some ideas I'm working on right now. Justin Crypto says Casper is exploding. Let's go watch it explode. Casper, blow up, baby. Go up to 18 cents. I need to put a... I thought I had an order set there, but I don't. I guess we can do that now. Let's go over to my... where's CoinEx? Dang it. Guess I want Casper. Where is my chart on CoinEx? This is the one I'm actually trading here. What we got going? Oh! He went down to 17.6 and bounced right back. That's cool. You touched that cloud. You're a cloud toucher. So she's still struggling with this area. So yeah, she's on fire, but she's on a resistance. Did we look at that? Have we looked at Casper tonight? I thought we did. She got past her 618 so far. Candle hasn't, you know, it could just come back and that could be a wick above it, which says something, but this was the main thing, a higher high over there. That's cool. She's got potential to break out of here. That's good. It's on the daily chart here too, by the way, so that's... Have you broken trend yet? You have not quite satisfied that she's broken trend yet. So we're still at an area of resistance, and now if she breaks out of this one, like this is 18 cents area, we get an actual candle open above this trend line. I mean, that could be a explosive move, my man. Because this is supposed to break to the downside, and if it doesn't, it goes hard the other way. And it probably, it's got a, it's, I hate to say it, but she's got a chance to do it, considering that she broke another trend line, broke out. I'm on the 4 hour. Everything looks pretty good here. Let's do this. If you're going to go a little bit higher, which apparently you are trying to, 18.2. So I've got to set me a sell order at 18.2. Thought I had that set up, but I noticed right before the stream that I do not. Because I've got to get paid. Are dog going to get a payday? I'm gonna pay that thing off. Not yet, but so this one's got us at 17.8 over here. Yeah, CoinEx 18 around 18.2. That looks pretty good. Didn't I do that the last time? That much? Oh, that much? Let's try. That ought to do it. Let's go with that. All right. Sorry, guys. I got distracted here. Put my orders in. So I set me a sell order here. And I've got some of my higher targets there. I believe I pulled them from a different bid, but I don't think I have one between here and the 19, so I don't think she's going to hit the 19 just yet. I think she's got a chance to pull back just a wee bit. And I don't know, we'll see. Hey, there's Archbid. How's it going, my man? Trade spot by a hoot. Archbit says, sweet. I think we looked at that one earlier. We'll take a look at it real quick again. See, it was doing pretty cool. I don't know what all this is. Oh, I'm on my CoinEx. This is me. No, we did it here, didn't we? She looked like she's trying to go parabolic. And now, as soon as I draw these lines, it curses coins, so I try not to do it. That's what I'd say in the bear market. Every time the one would start doing it, they would lose it. So we got this trend line here to fall back on. I'm sure we were on the 1 hour. No. So that's definitely a smaller term time frame. So we either respect this trend line, or we don't. If we don't, I'm looking for 102 to 104. But if we do, I'm still looking for 112. I need that. I got a target up there, and she didn't quite do it, and I'm kind of peeved about it. We're supposed to be buddies, sweet. Come on. Artifice's cast been imploding. Selling Casper, clutch my pearls, taking profits so that I can buy more when the price comes back down, because she's coming back down more than likely from somewhere. But see, what I'm doing is I've got spot margin position trading going on. And so it behooves me to try to buy as cheap as I can possibly get and get as much as I can possibly get whenever we get any kind of dips without getting liquidated, which that would got freaking scary as all get out, and I had to have a come to Jesus moment and start examining some bad habits. It's easy to get bad habits. That's usually why you're not making money. You got bad habits. For real. Just keeping it real with you. But position trading, yeah, every time that she's coming down, I'm trying to collect as much as I can. And I have orders just sitting there soaking it up more and more the deeper she goes. And for some, that's risky. And for me, it's just what I do as a position trader. And then as it's kind of like, it's what the market makers do. Except for I'm not driving prices down, but initiating a squeeze or anything like that. But when they're down here, and you know, they're building a position as price is coming down, and then they're selling it as price is coming up. That's what the market makers are doing. That's exactly what I'm trying to do as a position trader. Just not just on every move, you know. And eventually I keep trying to build a bag and get it bigger and bigger and bigger every chance that I get on every drop. And then that way I've got more to sell when we start coming up to these bigger prices, and just keep washing and repeating until I guess I get a big enough bag, or, you know, I'm trying to double what I put in there. I'm trying to double the Caspa that I put into this account. And then I want to I may take it all out, I don't know, but at least take my moon bag, you know. That gives me a moon bag of what I've already got. So that's the thinking behind what I'm trying to do in the bigger sense of the picture in this stuff. It's just that this market has sucked over the summer, but that's been good. Some good buying opportunities and a couple that are no longer with me are very tiny now because of liquidations. That sucked. I believe in 1.12. Let's see, what was another one that... Let's take a look at Celestia. Take a look at Tia. Because she's been down in the low lows, man. Low lows. $4 area. She's at $4.90 right now. And 570. About 570, 573 is the target that I've got on her. I thought I saw her at $5 today. I think she briefly was, or at least they reported it as such. We draw some trend lines and get a little feel for what we got going on just down here. I don't think that will line up perfectly with much of anything. So the best that we can kind of guesstimate, I don't guess we need these lines anymore, do we? And a shallow falling wedge, that works. And those work out pretty good, according to Thomas Bukowski. Pretty good performer. Now the falling wedgies, the only thing about them is that they can stay in this pattern up to about 75% of the way to the apex. The apex being a fancy way of saying the tip. That little tip can go out further than what you look if you look at it. So it could be somewhere through here. Maybe she comes down and does that, or maybe she goes early. I don't know. but she's not quite 75% of the way there. She's just a little past half, in my personal opinion. But if she wants to go, let her go. I'm not going to stop her. I will take a measured move just from this top straight down. And it suggests us coming just a little above the top of it, somewhere around $8.26. That'd be cool. I like that. Really not much to keep us from going higher, because there's a 618 over here, 200 moving average over there. I doubt that if we touch the 200 moving average, it will not be here at that time. In my personal opinion, it would probably be down lower here. By the time we get to it, it does like to move, hence the name moving average. Getting some rejection off of the 4-hour 200 moving average right there. So Ichimoku Cloud says, screw you, I'm going through. And I'm like, okay, let's see if you can do it. She's wanting to go parabolic. She's saying, let's go to the races, baby. I don't want to stop. I'm like, okay, go. We like the rounded shapes. They can get some momentum going. Boom. They like to come up close to where they start. A lot of times, pretty close to it. So could we get that $5? Let's do it. I need you to do that for me, Tia. Come on, baby. Archbit says, did you hold AKT? Yeah, I've got a position with it. And I think I might have some staking. I have not looked at it. I haven't had to look at it lately. I just can't remember anything notable about it. But yeah, I do. Well, at least you got that going for you, AKT, Akash. Yeah, I'm in a lot of Cosmos play, and I've got most of them sitting on a different wallet, just staking or doing whatever they do on their platforms and stuff. But after I got that Osmosis airdrop from just holding 100 Atom, I was like, well, this is kind of cool. And ever since I've got that, and it's been over 4 years. I've taken profits from it and everything along the way, and also just left it there. It can grow like crazy, and I just let it do what it does. And so far, so good. And more airdrops come, and it just, it's kind of cool because you can get involved in whatever ecosystem they choose. And if they got a lot of stuff going on over there, you can just profit, but just from being in the ecosystem in some way, either through free tokens or through the DeFi, and playing around with that for a long time. I'm not a big fan of the DeFi in most cases. I don't know, but I mean, so far it's turned out well. It's gradually growing things for me. So Akash is in a good place. It's 252. I have been picking up a little bit more for my position trading thing. And 309 looks like a good target to me. I think that's what I had before. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. It is now 11 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night on this Saturday night. Looked at quite a few coins tonight, and the markets are looking nice. Bitcoin is starting to tease us a little bit, and I will still say it's a tease because I don't know. Are you going to hold it, Bitcoin? Is she going to? It looks like you could. I hope she does. I really do. It's a big deal for me to get past this $60,000 area, and then that gives me hope that we can get to 65. And we may not make it to 65, but that gives. If not, we got a better chance to kind of hang around 60 or above. Because if we start losing this area, well, we're going to range a little bit lower. And we've got a lot more options to the downside if we lose this area. But if we hold this area, we're just on the right side of the equation from here on out. Kind of like jumping above that 200 moving average, that 618 Fibonacci is that magic little line in the sand that says, "Hey, man, you should be doing pretty good from around here." So guys, let's keep our eyes on the market and see what they do on Sunday. That should be interesting. And see if they start pumping our bags, and then again, so things starts again next week, Monday and Tuesday. And Trading usually starts getting good in the middle of the week there when the swing starts getting into play. So let's see what we got, and hopefully it's bullish, and hopefully we can get a little bit more bounce and take a little bit more profit and grow. Start making that life-changing money, pulling our capital out and enjoy life a little bit. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Good night and God bless. He says that, and then he can never find the end screen.